everyone. We are going to get started in just a little bit here. Welcome back to my kitchen. Hope everyone had an awesome weekend. I'm just gonna check and see. All right. Looks like we have a good amount of people on. So we'll get started. Hi everyone, welcome back to Cooking Together by My Food and Family. So if you've been joining us, welcome back. If this is your first time, welcome. This is a live series where we're going to be sharing with you a lot of really great recipes, some tips and techniques so that you can feel confident when you try and conquer your kitchen. My name is Sarah Young and I'm part of the Kraft-Heinz Culinary Team. Welcome to my kitchen. Welcome back if you've been joining us. Today we're going to be making a really fun recipe called Sheet-Pan Shrimp Fajitas. It's kind of a tongue twister, so I had to say it slow. It's an awesome recipe for summer, and I'm just going to walk you through the ingredients and then we'll get started making it. So we have about 3/4 of a pound of thawed shrimp right here. I have a yellow pepper and red pepper, about half of a red onion, some lime, a little bit of oil, and some Taco Bell Fajita seasoning. I also have some toppings and a sheet pan here. So if you have any questions during this live as I'm making it, just pop them in the comment section and we will answer them towards the end. Okay, so the first thing that I did is I lined my sheet pan with foil. This is just gonna make cleanup a lot easier. And I'm gonna spray it with some nonstick spray just for extra insurance because we don't want anything to stick, and it makes everything so much easier when we don't have to have a lot of cleanup. I've also preheated my oven to 450 degrees, so that's been going and is nice and hot. The first thing that I'm gonna do is just get started on my peppers. So we need about 1.5 cups of bell peppers mixed, red and yellow if you want. You could do orange, of course. Anything really works here. So I think I'm gonna use maybe half of this red. I've already washed these and I'll use the whole yellow. So I'll just put this to the side. Take out the seeds. I'm not too particular about the ribs or anything, so I just like to make sure that the skin is down because I feel like I have better grip. And I'm just gonna slice these into thin strips so they fit in the tortillas nicely. All right, so I'll put these on the sheet pan and then I will get going. I like to, this is, everyone has their ways of cutting bell peppers. I like to cut off, I just call them the cheeks, and then I knob off the end, and then I, have very little waste. So that's just how I like to do it. Like I said, this is a great recipe for summer. It's so easy. It's a one-pan meal, and personally, I like to have shrimp on hand because it is such a quick thaw. So when I'm in a pinch and need a quick dinner, shrimp is an awesome option. I know that some people may think that it can be a bit of a pricier ingredient, so I do like to keep my eye on sales so that I can I pick up a little bit extra when it does go on sale. So putting this on my sheet pan. So that's about 1.5 cups of bell peppers, but honestly, I'm always a fan of a few extra veggies, so I don't really mind. They're definitely gonna cook down. I have a pretty large red onion, to be honest here. We only need about 1/2 cup. I'm gonna take off this outer skin here. Just get off my hands. And then I usually just like to sliver the onion like this. Real thin. I actually think we only need about that, 3/4 of that. It was a pretty big onion. So I'm just gonna mix this around. I have a couple tablespoons of just a neutral oil here, no flavor or anything. Vegetable oil would work well. I'm gonna drizzle about half of it over my veg. And then I also have some fajita seasoning here. Taco Bell Fajita seasoning, so it's 2 tablespoons of the packet. And again, I'm just gonna sprinkle about half of it over my vegetables. And then I have my lime. I'm just gonna juice half my lime, actually. Yeah. And pull out my citrus juicer. Just gonna squeeze it over the vegetables. All right. So we've seasoned our vegetables. Now these are going to go into the oven first. They're gonna get a head start on the sheet pan, and they're gonna go in for about 12 minutes. Keep an eye on them. You know, ovens vary. So I'm gonna pop these in. Those are just gonna go in. I'll set my timer. All right, so now as those are cooking, we can get started on our shrimp. So like I said, I have some thawed shrimp here. I actually personally love to buy just frozen shrimp. I rarely buy shrimp that's already been thawed at the grocery store, because really the majority of shrimp arrives at the grocery store frozen and then is thawed. So I actually think you get the fresher shrimp if you buy it frozen. So I have some here. One thing I wanted to show you is I did buy mine already peeled and deveined. However, if yours still have the shell on and you need to devein them, I wanted to just show you. There are not really many veins in these, but you will take a small paring knife and you will just carefully go down the back, the shrimp here, and you will see sometimes a little, you know, black line. You'll just want to remove that underneath water. Sometimes it can be a little stubborn, but you definitely want to get that out because it is not super tasty. All right, so I'm going to use the rest of my oil, drizzle that over, and then the rest of my fajita seasoning, and the rest of my lime. So one thing I was actually thinking about, since this is a great summer meal, is last year actually I did not have a kitchen, and I was living in my basement because we were doing some renovations, and I had to get very creative with cooking, and so I did a lot of sheet pan meals actually on my grill. It works quite well, actually. I did fajitas, I did, you know, kind of, you know, all the things with like grilled vegetables, and I just put them on the sheet pan. So it works quite well. Just keep an eye on your heat, but you know, you'll see that, I mean, basically your grill is sort of an oven, you know, when it's closed. And so just keep an eye on the direct heat, but you could easily bring this to life and cook it on your grill outside if you don't want to heat up your oven on a hot day. So after our vegetables come out of the oven, I'm going to move them to the side and put the shrimp on and pop it back in the oven for about 6 to 8 minutes. Shrimp cook really fast. It's another reason that I love them. And then basically it'll be ready to serve. So I wanted to show you kind of a fun way that, that you could serve this up. And it'd be great for a party, really easy. And everyone can just sort of serve themselves from this type of serving dish. So I put some of the shrimp and peppers and onions in one compartment. I heated up some corn tortillas, and then I have some tortilla chips here, some Taco Bell salsa, and then some other toppings like Breakstone sour cream and some fresh cilantro. You could also cut some wedges of additional limes to, you know, have for people to squeeze over their individual fajitas. But this is just an easy way, especially if you're going to be eating outside, or just to bring it all to the table at once. it makes your life so much easier. I would definitely serve this with chips and salsa. I would also think that cilantro lime rice would be a delicious accompaniment. So give that one a try. We have a great recipe on My Food and Family, along with this Sheet-Pan Shrimp Fajita recipe. If you're trying to limit the tortillas or anything like that, lettuce cups would be another great carrier for this dish. I think that would be great. And if you don't prefer corn tortillas, obviously flour tortillas would work really, really well. So that is as easy as it gets. I hope that you will definitely try this recipe. If you tuned in, we're just making these shrimp fajitas on a sheet pan, so it's a one-pan meal. And I just shared kind of some serving ideas. I am actually going to check and see if we have any questions from all of you. So just bear with me. All right. So let's see, we have a question about how many does the recipe serve. So this actually serves 4 people. Again, easy to double. Actually, I didn't have that in for the full 12 minutes. I'll just pull it out. I don't want to forget about them. It will serve 4 people. So again, very easy to double if you find shrimp on sale or something like that. But this will easily serve family of 4. All right, so there is a recipe of a question about if you don't like shrimp. Totally get that. We have a great recipe for Tex-Mex sheet pan chicken fajitas on My Food and Family that I would highly recommend checking out. And that one will work, this recipe will work just fine. You could actually just sub in chicken. You would need to cook the chicken for a little bit longer. So I think that recipe actually probably flips the cook time. Maybe the chicken goes in a little bit longer and then the vegetables get added at the end. Uh-oh, what if I don't have fajita seasoning? Guess what? I couldn't find fajita seasoning either, so I actually used just some taco seasoning, and it would work fine. It'll give you many of the same flavors that you would get from fajita seasoning. All right. What other veggies? Honestly, I think that the sky is the limit. Like I said, if you wanted to do different colored peppers, if you prefer orange peppers, if you only have white onions, yellow onions, by all means, this will definitely work. Green bell peppers is probably pretty traditional, but honestly, go with whatever you have. Let's see. There is a question about needing to use foil. You know, honestly, the foil really just makes the cleanup so much easier. So I recommend it for that reason. If you don't have foil or don't want to use foil, parchment paper would work just fine. This isn't in the oven for very long, so it won't burn or anything. Okay. You know, I personally love the flavor of corn tortillas. I think that they're really tasty. However, my kids, they're not always as soft as a flour tortilla. My kids prefer the flavor and texture of flour tortillas. So usually I have both in my house and would probably serve both if I was making this for my family. All right. So I hope that you will try this very, very easy sheet pan shrimp fajita recipe. I know that your family will absolutely love it. It's a great meal for the summer months. And until next time, let's all keep cooking together. Thanks so much.